Can you explain to me the difference between living and non-living things?
Of course. When we see a dog running, a cow chewing cud, or a man shouting loudly on the street, we know that they are living beings. We can tell because we see them breathing.
But what about plants? How do we know if they are alive?
A good question. We see plants as green and growing over time, which are indications of life. However, a plant that is not visibly growing is still alive. And some animals can breathe without visible movement. So, using visible movement as the defining characteristic of life is not enough.
So, what makes something alive then?
Life refers to being alive and the things that help living things stay alive. Living things are made up of tiny parts called cells, which are made up of even smaller parts called molecules. These molecules are always moving and interacting with each other, and this movement is important for life. Living things have different systems in their bodies that work together to help them breathe, eat, move, and do other things they need to do to survive. Even when living things are not doing anything special, these systems are still working to keep them alive.
Processes in living organisms that require energy.
The processes that work together in a particular rhythm to keep living organisms alive and maintain the body are called life processes. There are several important life processes that are essential for the survival of living organisms: nutrition, consuming food that goes inside our body and converting it into smaller molecules, which can be absorbed by the body; respiration, the process of taking in oxygen and releasing carbon dioxide, which helps the body produce energy; transportation, the process of moving substances, such as nutrients, oxygen, and waste products, throughout the body; excretion, the process of removing waste products from the body; control and coordination, the process of regulating and coordinating the activities of different parts of the body to ensure that they work together properly; growth, movement, and reproduction, the processes that allow living organisms to grow, move, and produce offspring. All of these life processes are interconnected and work together to maintain the balance and health of the body. Without these processes, living organisms would not be able to survive.
What happens in multicellular organisms?
In multicellular organisms, not all cells are in direct contact with the surrounding environment. Therefore, simple diffusion is not enough to meet the requirements of all the cells. Specialized tissues are developed for the uptake of food and oxygen, and a transportation system is necessary to carry food and oxygen from one place to another in the body. Waste byproducts must also be removed from the body and discarded outside, which is done through a process called excretion.
I see. So nutrition, respiration, and excretion are the three main processes involved in maintaining life in organisms.
Exactly. These processes are necessary for living organisms to grow, develop, and maintain their structures. And without them, the organism would no longer be alive.